Welcome to session number 20 of our challenge, and today with focus on the Ajna chakra, our third eye, so the space between the eyebrows. Let's begin by bringing our focus to that space with a short meditation. Make yourself comfortable in your space. If you do have a bolster to hand, then you can sit like me in Vajrasana, unless Vajrasana is available to you without a bolster. If you are using a bolster, it can be a rolled up blanket like this, tightly rolled up, or even two rolled up blankets together, or a bigger bolster like this one, or a cushion. And then align the front of the bolster with your pubic bone, so that your knees in the front have more freedom, so that they are not pushed apart. And this gives your knees a little bit of freedom, but what Vajrasana does, it enables your spine to be straight in an effortless way. And this is what we're looking for in yoga, to make the poses effortless. So allow yourself, once you have found your comfortable space, you can also sit cross-legged or on a chair, to become aware of your breath. Allow your breath to come and go. And now we will use our tongues as a conduit. So take your tongue behind the front teeth to the roof of your mouth, just behind the front teeth. And then imagine that you are inhaling through that space between your eyebrows to the center of the brain. So we'll go towards the pituitary and pineal gland activation. The image that goes with our third eye center, so with the Ajna chakra, is a night sky with endless galaxies of stars. So as you inhale, imagine you are traveling inwards through your third eye, endlessly, infinitely, into the space within. And as you breathe out, relax. Breathing through the nose. Just imagine breathing through that space, creating that channel to the center of your brain. You can even activate your perineum or your pelvic floor as you do this, imagining that you are sucking the energy up. Because as we know, where the mind goes, the energy flows. So allow the energy to flow in your third eye center. And you can allow your index finger to meet the thumb, because the thumb is not just connected to the element of fire, the thumb is also connected to the pituitary and the pineal gland. So when we press the tip of the index finger towards the thumb, we activate and harmonize those glands. And then make a fist and take your thumbs up. And stretch your arms forward, just a little lower than shoulder level, so the shoulders don't have to work so hard to do this. And then take your thumbs apart and see how far you can take your thumbs apart, still watching and being able to see both thumbs in your peripheral vision. How far can you go that you can still see both? So we're stretching our vision beyond what we think we are capable of. So normally in our day-to-day life, we tend to have quite a narrow focus. So see how far you can stretch your focus at this point. And then as you inhale, you move your eyes with that inhalation at the same speed of the inhalation to your third eye. And then breathe out, looking at your third eye. So the eyes look slightly up and to the middle. And then as you inhale, you go from the third eye center, moving slowly to your left thumb. And as you breathe out, looking at that thumb. And you do that without moving the head. As you inhale, you move back to the third eye center. So this is a really good practice to activate your intuition, to expand your vision for opportunities. As you breathe out, you just look. As you inhale, you move to your right thumb. As you breathe out, you look. As you inhale, you move, so find your own rhythm. As you breathe out, you look at that place where you're looking at any point in time. Then you move with the inhale. As you breathe out, looking. So you go from the third eye to the left thumb, from the left thumb to the third eye, from the third eye to the right thumb. If your arms get tired, then you can get some objects to just place your hands on, to the right and left, or take your arms a little lower. So with your eyes, you are tracing the top of a triangle. And you can do this for a little longer if you wish. I'm going to do this for one more cycle. One more cycle being to the third eye, breathing out whilst gazing at the third eye. To the left thumb on the inhale, breathing out whilst gazing at the left thumb. On the inhale, to the third eye again, breathing out, gazing. And on the inhale now, to the right thumb. And back to the third eye, finishing with the third eye. And then just close your eyes. Gaze within. And then just give your eyes a little rest, a little soft inward focus now. Looking at that space behind your third eye in the center of your brain. Softly, gently. Relax your whole body around that. Inhaling from the third eye to the center of the brain. Imagining those galaxies of stars if you wish. Breathing out, soften into the space. Expanding in your mind's eye that space that emanates from the center of your brain into the space beyond your physical body. So as you inhale, inhale through that channel from the third eye to the center of the brain. As you breathe out, expand in your mind's eye the light or the space or the dark night sky, expanding out from that center, maybe even expanded to the corners of the room you're in, creating a sphere around you. And then just give your eyes a little rest by cupping your eyes just like we did before and humming 3 times into the cup. So seal the space around your eyeballs so that your eyes are enveloped in darkness without pressure on the eyes, and then hum. And see if you can hum with the focus into that space that you created beyond you, that sphere emanating from the center of your brain. Relax your shoulders. And then open your eyes into the darkness. And slowly moving your hands out for the possibility of a new you, a new reality, a new way of seeing things. And just notice what you notice. Now, join me lying on your back. You can take a half block or a cushion or anything that feels right for you under your head if you like. Shake your legs out, the right leg and the left leg. Bring a little bit of movement into your feet, circling your feet inwards, creating that channel for the energy to flow. You can circle your hands inwards and outwards. You can take your leg up and down, one leg at a time. And then take your legs, place them wide apart, so taking the feet to the edges of the mat, and then just take your knees from side to side. So twists are one of the exercises that activate the third eye center. And if you want to, you can look to the opposite side of where your knees are going. So turning the head from one side to the other. So we have gone in the last few days through the layers, through the earthly layers. We've gone from the earth, the roots, to water, sacral, to the fire, solar plexus, to the heart, air, and then to the throat, the element of space. And now we've come to the third eye, which is the element of consciousness. And consciousness is not the opposite of being unconscious, but a misperception of reality, a misperception and a disconnect from your deeper self. If all you perceive from the world is that which you can see with your eyes and which you can explain with your rational mind, and I presume if you're still with me today on the 20th day of the challenge, that your third eye is already activated, and to the very least, your third eye is curious, which means you have an open mind, which comes from an open throat energy center, which is one of the prerequisites. So we need most of the energies open so that we can have a healthy, harmonious third eye. and have an open heart. And if the open heart and the open third eye center come together, then healing is possible. Okay, so taking the arms to the side, I would like you to lift your hips and shift them over to where the computer is. If you cannot do twists, then I will give you a different option in a moment. If you can do twists, just take your hips over to the side so that your spine is slightly bent sideways, with the hips coming out to the side, so your spine is not in alignment. Then take your knees up, so the knees are just above the hips and a 90-degree angle in your hips. And then pulling the navel in and up, resting your shoulder that is facing me into the ground. You come down with your legs to the opposite side, to where your hips were shifted. And breathing into the opposite shoulder. And go as far as you can go, keeping your shoulder on the side. If this is a problem with your shoulder, you can also prop something underneath your shoulder to give yourself a little space. If you cannot do twists, then what I would like you to do is go into a plank, either with your whole body, so having the whole body in one line, or on your knees. Breathe into your third eye, and from here you can, as an option to strengthen the side of your body, go into a side plank from one side to the other. So you can practice that as long as that feels good. If you have problems with your wrists, you can be on your fists. So if you're still hovering above the ground, you can now let your knees go down to the ground and enjoy this twist, and take your head in the opposite direction, making sure you have spaciousness between the shoulders and the ears. And just enjoy this twist, inhaling to your third eye, breathing out into space. Connecting to your inner guidance, connecting to your intuitive center. So with this posture, you are spiraling the spine, opening all these connections between the vertebrae to create that channel for the Kundalini to rise. And after your next out breath, come back out on an in breath. Stay in the middle for a moment, notice what you notice. Just sinking in with your breath. And then shift your hips the other way, away from the screen, or just to the opposite side, lifting the knees, pull the navel in and up, rest the shoulder into the ground, and take your knees down until they hover above the ground. If your shoulder starts lifting at the back, either don't go lower with the knees or prop your shoulder up with a rolled up blanket or a cushion or anything that you have to hand. Feel your abdominals working. Be grateful for the strength of your body, holding up. Keep pulling the navel in and up. This is one of the locks that activates the energy in the body. And then when you want to, when you feel your abdominals can't hold it any longer, you rest your knees to the ground. And then take your head in the opposite direction. Breathing deeply to the third eye, breathing out into space. Breathing deeply from the coccyx up to the third eye. On the out breath, relaxing, softening into the ground. One more deep breath. And after your next out breath, slowly move out, realign your hips. You can even stretch your legs out. Just notice what your spine is feeling like right now. Notice how your body feels. Notice how far into space you can stretch your mind as your eyes are closed. Can you imagine the space beyond your skin? Then roll onto the side. And I am going to do that towards you. The next one, we are going to go into the Sphinx position again. So before we go into the Sphinx position, I want you to take your toes together like this, the heels apart, and just rest the feet on the ground, and then rest the head on top of the hands. Just relaxing the shoulders into the ground. Allowing your breath to flow. And then come up, take your elbows by the side of your chest. Shoulders away from the ears, lengthening into the crown. So your spine is in alignment. Then take the tip of your tongue to the roof of your mouth, inhaling to the third eye. As you push the elbows towards you to create more lift, pull the navel in and up and feel this wonderful Sphinx position. So one of the capacities you have when you have an active, easily flowing third eye center is the power to manifest, the power to influence reality. And we do this all the time. When our thoughts are steered by stuck emotional patterns that are programmed by outer judgment, then we are influencing reality with our fears. Now, this can be turned around and done the other way round. If we decide that we have an intention that we want, we can hold this intention in our third eye. So we hold an image of that intention, not of the way. Don't worry about the way there, just about how it would feel if that intention came through. An image of the outcome of that intention. And how would it feel if that were reality now? And love that image. Feel that image. Imagine it as detailed as you can, without imagining the way there. That is up to the forces around us. We don't have to take control of the way. We just give the image to our pineal and pituitary gland and feel grateful for it. So I would like you, if you wish to do so, to keep that in mind for our next exercise. So come back down. Rest your forehead on your hands. Okay, and then come into a seated position again, this time stretching your legs out in front of you. Wriggle your toes. Shake your feet. And then bring one leg in. We are going to go into Ardha Matsyendrasana, which is the full spinal twist. And you can take blocks or a cushion and sit on the blocks or the cushion, just to give yourself a little more space. And the top foot can either go across or come to the outside. So see where it is right for you. So find the right position for you. And the right position is where you can still relax both sitting bones to the ground. So also take the flesh away from the sitting bones. And then find the position where both sitting bones can still be connected to the ground. If taking the foot over here means that you're lifting that sitting bone off, either relax it more down to the ground, see if that is possible, or if not, just take the foot to the outside here. So find the right position for you and then breathe. Relax the shoulders, align your spine, lengthen into the crown, breathe out, soften. Pull the knee towards you to give yourself more lift, to lift the solar plexus. Bring length into your spine. Inhale, lengthen into the crown. Breathe out, soften everything beyond the central channel to the ground. So you keep bringing more and more spaciousness to the vertebrae. And then at some point, you take your arm around as far as it will go without losing the alignment of your spine. So if the elbow can come round, that is wonderful, but if taking the elbow round means you're losing your alignment with your spine and you have to lean slightly to the right or left or forward, then just take the arm a little back, realign your spine and find a position where you can get round. Inhale, lengthen into the crown, and on the out breath, bring yourself one vertebra at a time into the twist, starting from the tailbone, one vertebra at a time until you are looking over your back shoulder. I'm going to turn myself around so I can see you. And now hold your intention again in your third eye. I am going to share one of my intentions with you. And my intention is to deepen the guidance I get through opening my third eye. What guidance is coming to me if I just knew what to do next? Because there is no mistaking the signs. How would that feel? I would just feel a knowing. I would feel a freedom from having to overthink things. I would feel a gratitude that I'm following the right path, that I'm following my purpose. So I feel that gratitude. I feel that love for my path. I feel that gratitude. And I feel that gratitude now, and as I hold that vision in my third eye. And I'm not going to worry how I'm going to make that happen. I'm just going to allow my path. Good. Slowly come out, and then let's do the same to the other side. And then come to the other side. So take the cushion underneath your hips. Take the leg around to wherever that's the right position for you, where you can keep your spine in alignment. Relax the shoulders, lengthen the back of your neck. Pull the knee towards you so you can lift the front of your body higher. Feel that breath lengthening your spine, and then take the arm around to wherever it can go without losing the alignment. And then slowly twist your body round, one vertebra at a time. Really bring your consciousness, your inner eye, into your spine and look over your shoulder. And I'm going to turn myself around again so I can look at you. So there is an image from the Bhagavad Gita where Krishna is being taught about the power of the mind through the symbol of the carriage. And the horses that draw the carriage, if they were not being guided the right way, then they will just go in different directions and the carriage would go nowhere. So the power of the third eye is about taking the reins of the horses to guide the carriage where it needs to go. The horses symbolize our thoughts, and we want to steer our thoughts to where we want them to go, rather than allow the horses to be guided by their own instincts and their own emotions and going all over the place. So taking the reins to your thoughts, being aware of the thoughts that don't serve you, and replacing them with thoughts that are helpful to you. You will never totally get rid of the mind, or maybe you might, but it is hard to get rid of the thoughts, but you can become the master of these thoughts by seeing where you put your focus on and allowing other thoughts that don't serve you to just pass without attaching to them. So you take those reins as you put that image in your third eye during these practices, and breathe into them, give them life through your breath. Take another deep breath and slowly come out. Do whatever you need to do. In fact, come up into a standing position now. Roll your shoulders forward, roll your shoulders back, freeing up the arms, freeing up the spine, taking your spine from side to side. Soften your feet into the ground. And then we're going to go into a balancing position. One of the Natarajasana positions, so one of Lord Shiva's poses. But it might not be the classic one you know. I would like you to take your weight onto your right foot. That is if you are mirroring me. So take your weight onto your right foot. Allow your weight to sink into that right foot. And then I would like you to lift your left leg and take it across to where it is possible for you to go while still softening into your standing foot. And then you take your right arm up and bring the index finger to the thumb and the other fingers together, pointing upwards. And the palm of your hand is facing to me. The elbow is lower than your shoulder. And you take your left arm across with your wrist just in front of your elbow and the hand just relaxing down, just relaxing into earth. And you hold your intention, if you are working with an intention, in between your thumb and your index finger. And then you gaze into space, just gazing into the distance, into the infinite. So this is Lord Shiva's dancing pose of contemplation. Softening into earth. Bringing in your guidance. Allowing your purpose. And relax. And we do the same thing in a moment to the other side. But if you need to, if your thigh has worked quite hard here, You can just relax the front thigh with this stretch, pushing the hips forward. And then come back down again. Notice what you notice. Notice how you feel. And then take your weight onto the other leg. So take your weight onto your left leg, relaxing the standing knee, pulling the navel in and up. Engage the pelvic floor, relax the shoulders. Feel held by your crown. When you have established your balance, make sure you have spaciousness in your toes. You take your left leg across and let the foot hang. And then you take the same arm as your standing leg up, taking the index finger to the thumb and the rest of the fingers together facing up with the palm facing forward. And you take your right arm across with the wrist just in front of the elbow, with the fingertips pointing down, softening into earth, giving the hand to gravity. So one hand is manifesting, holding the intention, and the other hand is just surrendering to the divine. The eyes are gazing into the infinite with a far focus. Maybe even imagining the space beyond the room you're in. Drawing the opportunities and the potential, the possibilities and the inspirations towards you. Good. Soften into your feet. We're almost ready for our last exercise before we start relaxing. Just allow yourself to feel your body. And then take a few steps away from your screen to do this next one, which we have also done before. Imagine you have strings on the right palm of your hand, and these strings are connected to your right knee. And allow that hand to go forward into space with the fingertips, with imaginary strings, imaginary feelers, projecting themselves into the space. And as that arm lifts, coming towards the horizontal, the strings on the thigh allow that leg to go forward. Take that leg forward with your fingertips aiming into the future, aiming your intention into the future. Connecting to inspiration as you come up, come onto the toes. And slowly come back down to earth, taking the inspiration back into your space and rest. Aim, connect. Shoulders away from the ears. Do and rest. Aim, connect. Do and rest. And really feel those strings connected between your hands and your leg. And those strings that are pulling on your fingertips to bring you up to your toes. Execute. Bring it into the material world and come back down. Aim, vision, inspiration. Bring it down to matter and rest. Aim, connect. Do. Surrender. Lengthen into space, receiving inspiration through the fingertips at the top. Last one. Bringing the feet together, softening into the space, softening your feet into the space. Relaxing the shoulders. Softening the eyes. Stand your ground. Stand like you would stand if your intention, your vision had already happened. How would you stand? And now you can either move into a seated position or lie on your back. You may choose. I will sit so I can again look at the computer better whilst I'm filming. If you are sitting like me, take the flesh away from the sitting bones. Prop yourself up if needed to give your hip flexors more space and find the uprightness of your spine. If you are lying on your back, make yourself comfortable. You can take a bolster under the knees, shoulders away from the ears, palms facing up, fingertips lengthened away from the shoulders, lengthen the back of your neck. And then connect to your breath. Inhale, expanding. Remember the yogic breath, pulling into the belly, chest, collarbone region. As you breathe out, relax the belly. Relax the chest, but without collapsing the chest. And empty out completely. You can take the index finger to the thumb if you are seated. And the other fingers connected, relaxing down to earth. And then I would like you to imagine, just through the guidance of your mind's eye, that you are inhaling through the left nostril. Holding the breath at the third eye in the center of the brain, and in that channel, from the space between the eyebrows to the center of your brain. And on the out breath, you breathe out through your right nostril, inhaling through the right nostril, breathing out to the left. That is one cycle. Inhaling through the left, holding it in the third eye, breathing out to the right. Inhale to the third eye and holding it there. Breathing out to the left. Continue doing this in your own time. Come into the inner stillness where the source of all creativity and your power to create your reality lies. Maybe we can even put a vision there, a vision for Earth, a vision of people happy, joyful, free, connected, connecting, understanding each other, being kind to one another. In a harmonious way, leading us into a future that is better for Earth, that is better for the environment, living in harmony with Earth. and in celebrating each other's diversities, respectful of Mother Nature. And feel grateful and loving and excited about that reality. Hold it in your third eye. So we are taking the reins for humanity. And by creating this image in our mind and feeling grateful for it, we create a particular frequency that is sent out into the ether, that is sent out into space. And who knows what can happen. Feel content in the freedom of that image. As you balance your own hemispheres, bringing the rational and the intuitive into balance. Do this one more cycle. So finish the one you're on and then do one more cycle. Inhaling left, exhaling, inhaling right, exhaling left. And when you have finished, you can take the hands together with gratitude to yourself, gratitude to your intuition, gratitude to your higher self, and a gratitude to you. Namaste.